Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, Season 3, Episode 6. It's called Penultimate Peril Part 2. So full spoilers for the episode, as always. This one was mostly the trial.
Yeah.
The farce of a trial.
I think it was pretty fair.
It was farcical. It was farcical.
I don't know. Everything Olaf said made perfect sense.
I'm not going to lie, the best joke of the episode, I think the best joke of the episode is actually the Baudelaires get this chance to just tell their story, right? And it's just, it's very condensed, but they just quickly kind of say everything that's happened to them. And it cuts to Poe in the crowd, and he just goes, "Oh, Baudelaires, if only you just told me everything you were going through."
Yeah, that was pretty great.
That broke me. Literally the end of every episode, well, even the end, literally every time they saw him in every episode in the first, season and a half, was, Poe, this is Olaf, he's doing this to us.
Yeah.
Every time.
It was.
But, and there's some weirder elements, like Justice is blind, so they all have to go to the trial blindfolded.
Yeah.
So we get
the High Court is high.
Yes, who turn out to be the man with the beard and no hair, and the woman with the hair and no beard. So judges failed them yet again. But the big thing here is that I was kind of expecting someone to crash the trial, right? I was expecting the Quagmires and Kit or someone to burst in at a pivotal moment with evidence or something. And it never really happened. It didn't go down that path. It went down this other way where the Baudelaires almost on autopilot kind of gets thrown in with Olaf, because they're trying to stop him because Olaf's going to poison everyone, and then they kind of talk him into burning the place down because they think that'll be easier to convince people. They won't believe them that he's got a fungus, but they'll believe that there's fire because you can smell fire, you can see smoke.
There's a reasonable logic to this.
Yeah. But it doesn't work. No one believes them anyway. Everyone just kind of ignores them. And they eventually, Violet ends up helping Olaf with the boat, and Olaf's got the harpoon gun, and they parachute the boat off the side of the building and into the sea. And it's a whole thing. And it kind of leaves in this ambiguous place where they're off with Olaf, and this does feel very climactic, although clearly not the end of the story, because we still have to end it.
Yeah, this is one of those where, you know how I said things were coming back to me as I watch it? I got to the end of this and I went, oh shit, I remember.
Yes.
And kind of wish this is the ending here. I don't want more.
You don't want more? You want them riding off with Olaf to be the end of their story?
I think the idea of this ending with Lemony just going, well, I don't really know what happened. I like that. I don't want the answers.
See, for me, this felt like set up for another thing. It felt to me it felt kind of. I don't think we're going to see a lot of the other characters next episode. I feel like the hotel, the court. I feel that was a good bye to Poe. It was a good bye probably to Esme. Goodbye to Carmelita, unfortunately. Goodbye to everyone else. I feel like that was them saying bye to everyone else. That was their chance to have their moments. We might see Quagmires. We didn't see them in this episode because it feels weird not to see them again. I think before we finish.
Yeah.
But we had Lemony, basically try and convince the kids to go on the run, which is ultimately what they end up doing at the end of the episode. But they end up with Olaf instead of Lemony, and they're on the lam as well. And actually, that was one of the fun things about this episode is they kept using phrases that have been used throughout the whole show. On the lam, slippery slope. There was a lot of them popping up. It was over and over again. Also, Poe again. Poe was killing it this episode. He's like, oh, it's like the blind leading the blind. I just made that saying up right now by myself.
Yeah. I really laughed when he starts coughing, and I think it's Olaf's like, you should really get that looked at. And then everyone starts coughing, but you don't question it at first because Poe does always cough.
Yeah, and they all the kids assume that it's the fungus, and then it's like, no, it's not. It's just lots of peppers and crow. Yeah, they're eating crow. Yeah, Carmelita shouting cake sniffers because they're shouting like murderers and stuff like that, and she just stands up and shouts cake sniffers at one point.
Classic Carmelita.
Also, when she's handing out the crow sausage, she's just kind of like, it's totally not
definitely
poisoned.
Not poisoned.
What a very specific thing to tell us when we would never have questioned it otherwise.
I know.
Also, Esme and Olaf try to out-party each other when they're saying they're going to have an after-party for the trial.
Yeah.
So, but we had Lemony, and then he comes back at the end and realizes that, oh shit, the orphans have disappeared. It's another thing on his conscience, because he obviously feels he's guilty about the schism. We'll talk about the schism in a minute, because we saw some of not all of it, but some of it, enough to have kind of a picture.
Yeah.
So that's why he's been so concerned with trying to find the Baudelaires, because he feels like instead of actually convincing them, encouraging them, and being, taking more, more responsibility at the time.
Yeah.
He kind of flaked out and just ran off because they weren't coming in time, and he feels responsible. He wants to find them, which is why he's investigating them. And it kind of neatly led into the start of his investigation here at the end of this.
It did.
So, I don't necessarily think we're going to see adult Baudelaires. I don't know how long it's been, but I feel like when he'll find them. Not, you know what I mean? Like almost like post narration in the finale.
I said a couple episodes ago, I saw that headline of what the ending did compared to the book.
Yes.
Not anything specific. It just mentioned how it felt, and I have a suspicion I know what it might have changed, and that's an interesting choice if it's what I think it is. There's definitely some stuff going into the episode that, sure, I'm happy to do this, that, and the other, but what I remember, and always remembered from the film, is it wasn't a neat ending by any means. And there were things left unanswered, and I kind of hope this still does that.
I think there'll still be some stuff left on it. I feel like what I want from it is to give me a satisfying ending for the kids for their future. Let me feel that they're in a good place going forward. But all the mysteries, I feel like we have to have some kind of indication of what's in the sugar bowl at this point.
Oh no, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know?
No, we've never known. I don't want to know. Just leave it alone. They're gonna tell us, aren't they?
I kind of want to know what's in the sugar bowl.
No. It's one of those things that I don't think anything can live up to what it is. I don't want an answer.
Is it just me, or does Esme, after these flashbacks in this episode, really just want the sugar bowl because it was part of her tea set, and it's nothing to do with what's inside the sugar bowl?
Yeah, that's exactly why Esme wants it.
Because it's in. Also, her whole thing about justice being out and injustice being in, hence why it's called Injustice.
Flawless logic.
That was also cracking me up. But so we have these flashbacks, and we see Kit was with Olaf, seemingly.
Yeah.
Esme was there, although Lemony was clearly into Beatrice, who, by the way, Marina Baccarin from Firefly, which also came from the creator Joss Whedon, who also did the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This show's been very kind to me.
As soon as I saw her, I was like, God damn it.
This show's been very kind to me because Poe was in Buffy. Mr. Trick, I believe, yes. I'm sure that's the actor. Mr. Trick from season 3. And then season 2, of course, we've got in Fillion, Malcolm Reynolds, and even from Buffy specifically, Caleb, the evil priest. And then Marina Baccarin. The show's been good to me. Once per season, it's given me another opportunity. It's very nice.
This is bullshit.
And I saw Marina Baccarin and I went, oh yeah, it makes sense Lemony's obsessed with her. Of course, Marina Baccarin, why wouldn't you be? Right? It all makes sense.
I can't argue with that.
So I did like the reveal that it's actually Beatrice, their mum, who did the bad thing, but Lemony took the fall because he didn't want her to get the shit for it.
Yeah, it also made her kind of seem awful in that... Okay, so the person she killed was an accident.
Yes.
But she did intentionally throw a poison dart at someone.
At Esme.
Sure, but...
And Olaf.
All Esme did was want a sugar bowl back. At this point.
Yeah, but it was a standoff. They were threatening each other with poison darts.
Yeah, but you can't be the first one to throw the dart. The first one to throw the dart's always the one in the wrong. That's how these things work.
Now, see, we're back to Malcolm Reynolds. You shoot first.
Yeah. Usually he's a bit of a dick. Charming, but a dick.
No, he's roguish. That's what it is.
Pretty much what I just said.
He's roguish. Malcolm Reynolds shoots first, which is my go-to comparison for someone shooting first. There's no other proper examples in all pulp.
No. There's not
media.
a really famous example that everyone ever uses, is there?
Well, that was retconned. That was wiped from existence, don't you know?
Still counts.
Malcolm Reynolds has been left untouched.
For now. Just you wait till I get my hands on those files.
So we have this poison dart moment. We have, because even this is before she even meets the kid's father, because this is just like they were her and Lemony were together, because it mentions at one point there was 2 marriage proposals that were broken. Presumably the other one was Kit and Olaf, because Kit went, wait a minute, Olaf's an evil bastard. I don't want none of this.
I would hope so.
Yes. We'll get everything we've seen from her. I did think her, like, if this was the last we saw of her random shot of being attacked by the Great Unknown was kind of like, oh, that's out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that the reason I would suspect not, at least to some degree, is that pretty dark way to kill a pregnant woman, and I feel like there's a child still to be had.
This is true.
This show can be dark, don't get me wrong, but that would be, I said last episode it had what might have been its darkest death yet, with the boiling alive.
That would be pretty dark. Also, I love the idea that Olaf's father's an actual firefighter. Like, he's not even just a volunteer, he's the actual chief firefighter.
Yeah, it's good.
There's something to that. There's something amusing about that. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're going to do, like, the whole Harry Potter, like, future versions, like, adult selves thing, but I can almost see, like, like Kit's baby will be an orphan, and it'll be the Baudelaires who have to protect the kid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You come full circle. Yeah, it's funny because obviously we're on the kid's side inherently, and Olaf's trying to convince everyone that like they're just as culpable. They've done all these awful things, even though he's clearly pushed them all to it, like every step of the way.
Yeah, definitely.
But everyone starts to question it, and it's like, oh, they're a part of this world now. Because he keeps saying, your precious, VFD, you don't know what they've done. They're sketchy. They're doing this. They're doing that. But in the flashback, when this bad thing happens again, it's Olaf and Esme who kind of like, because we don't know why they stole the sugar ball, what's inside it, and what they're trying to do specifically, right? We get the sense that it's something important, that it's life or death, and Lemony and Beatrice make a choice.
Yeah, it's one of these things where I can see the other side in this instance, where Esme's like, no, that's mine. You can't just take it. Right? Yeah, that seems reasonable. That's how possession works.
It's part of a set. Yeah, so that doesn't necessarily mean this should escalate it to poison dart standoff, though.
Well, no.
Because what I'm saying is that they clearly escalate this and kind of almost force the horrid outcome.
Look, all I'm saying is Beatrice came in with a poison dart too. She had that on her the whole time.
Because they're in this high stakes. This is like complaining that spies show up with guns strapped to their backs. Like, come on.
No, but this is my point, is that if they're, spies are generally speaking kind of awful people in films, right?
Okay.
And you kind of know that. This here is, we're supposed to be, oh, she's the good guy, right? But, I mean, she went in with a poison dart too. Neither side's squeaky clean here.
I'm talking about the moment specifically and how it relates to the ongoing plot in the episode. Stop murkying it up.
No, I think it's supposed to be murky. I want it to be murky.
Well, no, it can be murky, but stop murkying up my comparison. I'm not saying it can't be murky in general. I'm saying don't murky up the point I'm trying to make.
That's a shit point.
No, it's a great point, because in the flashback, they escalate it and kind of force her into that position where they have to defend themselves, right? That's essentially the entire story with the Baudelaires, is that he keeps putting them in these positions where they have to defend themselves. Because at one point in the Crow Lady's like, you escaped jail. It's like, you were going to burn us at the stake. What else were we supposed to do? And she's like,
Burn.
Like, so it's this thing, and you could tell me, okay, you could tell me Beatrice and Lemony might have been doing some shades of grey, right, before, and that was not a euphemism for what they were doing in the bedroom. Stupid book and movies ruined the phrase shades of grey. But you can't tell me the Baudelaires weren't squeaky clean and were forced into this life by every single, like,
Oh, they definitely were. Yeah.
Step of the path that was laid out for them.
Yeah, the kids definitely were.
So, you know, they have been corrupted and indoctrinated into this shades of grey VFD world, which they, you know, is not their fault. And
no, of course not.
so
I'm not blaming the kids.
So here we are. This is so. So if you don't want an ending, like, so you don't want anything from the next, you hope the next episode is just 50 minutes of black.
Honestly, I mean, I know the next episode's significantly shorter, right? If I recall, I think I thought this next one was shorter.
No, it's not. It's shorter in the sense that it's not a two-parter, but
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
the episode itself's not shorter though.
Okay, no, that's what I'm thinking. As a story, it's short. No, this is the thing. If this was me, I'd just stop here. Like that's it.
There was another book though. It's not like the whole episode.
No, I know, I get that, but just stop there. Like, leave it unfinished. That's the type. This is the type of unfinished I like.
No, I don't mind it having an ambiguous ending. I don't think this is a conclusion is satisfying, specifically where it leaves the kids. Like I think it's. I don't think them ending up with Olaf is a narratively complete point. I think it's posing the idea that maybe in some weird way they kind of belong to his world now, and I get that. I don't think it's narratively satisfying to just end with that point being made, and that's it. I think there has to be follow-up that develops that in some way.
I get that.
So, for me, narratively, it's not done yet, therefore this is not... Which is okay, because it's not the last episode. We're only even having this discussion because you're being weird and saying this should be the ending.
I think it should.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
You're wrong. Just like you're always wrong about things, but you're especially wrong about this. You goddamn cake sniffer.
How can I be wrong with an opinion as perfectly right as what I just said?
Somehow you find a way.
I can't argue with that one, I suppose.
So
that's just, well, I mean, you do it, right? I mean, well, what do you do against that?
So, I mean, obviously the episode was pretty solid. It was a very different episode though, because it was mostly the court scene and
a lot less
aftermath.
hijinks than usual.
Less hijinks. So I don't think I liked it as much as the last couple of episodes, because the last couple were just like full on, like here's like everything you love about the show. This was a bit more kind of a wrap, you know, a neat bow on like all these other characters getting some cameos here or there, and they all had their funny little moments. You know, like what's his face, Jerome, like, you know, Esme not even recognizing him. And he's like, Jerome, your husband's like, oh, that Jerome. Oh, I don't even recognize your voice or how you look.
Yeah.
You know, just
funny stuff.
All things like that. There was great little jokes sprinkled throughout, as there usually is. Also in the flashback when Lemony, I think he was talking about theatrical, which here means, and he explains it, and Olaf goes, "Oh no, he's defining words again."
I hope it's just a phase.
I hope it's just a phase.
There was the other one as Olaf was like, I don't really see the point in random musical numbers, at least not yet.
Yeah, maybe one day my taste will change.
Yeah.
Which is funny because in the courtroom he almost starts playing a song to piano.
He tries his best.
And the judge is like, "No, your answer should not be in the form of a song." He's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shame. Could have done with one last good Olaf song.
Actually, do you know what my low key favorite jokes of this one was? Because it wasn't like laugh out loud funny, but it was funny because it also made a dramatic point at the same time. Is at one point the kids are talking about Olaf and like how he doesn't seem to be worried about like what's going on, you know, about the trial, and you know, Violet says, "Oh, maybe he's just acting like he's not worried," and Klaus says, "We both know he's not that good enough of an actor."
Yeah, that was good.
And that was funny, but it was also had weight to it because it was like, because you know, his whole thing is his act. Because what was it he says when they ask him his profession? He puts it in the most pretentious way possible,
doesn't he? I can't even remember it. It wasn't like actor or artist or anything like that.
It wasn't even thespian. I think it was like impersonator. That wasn't impersonator. It was something like that though.
It was something along those lines. You're right.
Impersonator or something like that. It was really like,
yeah. No one questioned it.
Snobby the way he said it.
Yeah, they just went straight on to the next question.
Because no one cares about his acting. No one ever has.
It's true.
No one lately ever will.
Yes.
Also, I love the idea that Olaf became an orphan when he was like in his mid-20s, and Sure, yeah, it's upset if your parents die, you're mid-20s, sure.
Yeah, but it's not really
Orphaning,
is it?
No, but if you think back to that flashback of him being found by the man and the woman in in the sewers, where he's distraught, it's like, oh, they took me in when I became an orphan.
Yeah.
Also, I love the idea that he talks about how much he hates orphans, but he is an orphan, but only because he calls himself an orphan. Because most people, when their parents die at 25, are not. Like, I guess the cutoff is 18 because that's when you're an adult, right?
Yeah, I think it's if you have to be cared for by another person, you're an orphan.
I feel like though there's some upper teen numbers where I wouldn't necessarily consider the kid an orphan necessarily though. I mean, technically they are, but like I feel like if you're 16 and sure you have to have a guardian for a couple of years, it's not the same as like an orphan.
I think it is. I think it still counts.
I feel like you remember your parents well enough if you've had 16 years with them that it's not quite the same as like.
I don't think this is about remembering them though.
No, I know it's not. I'm saying that there's a difference. I'm not saying it's not sad, and I'm not diminishing anyone who's lost their parents at 16. I'm just saying.
Sounds like you are.
I'm just saying that at that point you're so close to adulthood that.
I mean, I feel like you've forgotten how most 16-year-olds are. Close to adulthood is not how I would describe a lot of
them. In the sense of how cynical and jaded one is by 16. Or at least how cynical and jaded I was at 16.
Yeah, I was going to say, me and you, sure. I don't know if that applies to everyone. I mean, I was cynical and jaded at 6, so would that have been, oh right, you're not an orphan then at 7.
Okay, I'll put it this way. If you're old enough to go out and like journey somewhere by yourself, you're too old to be considered an orphan.
This is an awful benchmark. I mean, this probably says more about the level of parenting in my area, to be quite honest. But I was out last week and saw 2 kids of like 6 and 8 just waiting for a bus on their own.
Waiting for a bus? Really? 6?
Yeah.
That seems about young to be getting a bus on your own somewhere.
I think, frankly, 6 and 8 is both equally young to be in the middle of a city getting a bus.
Yeah, because when I said I didn't mean like just playing out in their neighborhood. Like, obviously, every kid's going out and do that.
No. I'd be just getting a bus.
But I mean, going in like to town by themselves and doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Pretty sure they'd be orphans.
I mean, they may not be orphans, but their parents might soon be childless.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe they are orphans. Maybe that was the twist, and I was just like, yeah.
They're homeless.
I was like dodgy parents, but maybe they're orphans. They're on the lap.
They're not in the system. They're just kids who are going about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess since I'm joking about parents losing their kids,
school children,
it's probably time to wrap this up and call it a review because we'll be back one more time with Lemony Snicket's Unfortunate Events, and it'll be the final episode. Simply called The End. Yes, we do have one more. That's happening.
Yeah, if you insist.
I do insist. I'm funny about watching the final episode to a story when we've watched the previous 24. Yes, I'm odd like that.
Yeah, that is weird.
But let us know what you think of this episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel and the show and everything we do here, you can head over to patreon.com/mailedfuzztv, and you can support us over there for as little as $1 per month. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. And does your sugar bowl have any vanilla in it?